Until the fantasy I call my life comes to its final moments, I will continue to proclaim that retro games deserve grace and understanding when reviewed in modern times. It's downright prejudice to play an acclaimed game from the 80s and decide that it's not engaging enough, ignoring the accomplishments within that paved the medium. That being said, I don't have my head up my ass. There's a magic in experiencing what brought us here, but in a time where attention is a hot commodity and being bored by an old, artificially lengthened RPG is nothing short of inevitable. A good remaster would find what makes the original great while tuning it for modern audiences, and the pixel remaster of Final Fantasy is as close to there as I imagine it could be. At its core, Final Fantasy is a game of tactics and exploration. Combat here is the tried and true turn-based formula, but it remains impressive how well they nailed it this many decades ago. Allowing the player to choose their party from the start makes combat a joy to discover, with plenty of strategies to uncover depending on class makeup. A true love letter to tabletop gaming of the time. There's nothing groundbreaking by modern or even late 80s standards, but it's extremely competent. On the other hand, traversing the world and progressing the plot are where more CRT-filtered grace must be given. Final Fantasy reeks of progression flags. Talk to this guy, go here and grab this thing. Talk to this other guy, grab this other thing. There's some fun sprinkled throughout assuming you've figured out where to go, but even the timeless solution of talking to every NPC doesn't always help you there. All that being said, it's hard to fault the game too hard for that, considering it was very intentionally designed that way. Exploring continents, meeting townsfolk, and solving the current riddle of your quest is one half of what makes Final Fantasy such a grand adventure. There's no monsters to fight when you don't know where the next batch of them are. Well, there's no new monsters to fight. A large part of what makes Final Fantasy feel so long is the constant interruption by random encounters. Upon starting a new quest, these are exciting, but they quickly become busy work when you're trying to figure out where the hell you're supposed to go next. The Pixel Remaster allows for turning off encounters at the click of an analog stick, and it's better for it. Not only are you free to explore without intrusion, but the game becomes marginally more challenging when you find yourself underleveled. A challenge I welcomed until the very end of the game when chaos kicked my ass. But once again, the Pixel Remaster comes to the rescue. One could argue that the ability to boost experience gain tarnishes developer intentions, but in my experience, using it to grind out a few levels for the final boss, it was perfect. In the context of bringing an old, groundbreaking game up to modern standards, it's decisions like these that make them worth playing. Final Fantasy isn't perfect, quality of life options don't make it perfect, and the Pixel Remaster as a whole isn't perfect. But trimming off the fat while allowing a classic to shine is definitely the way to do a remaster. Just don't stack too much temper trying to figure out where to get the canoe.